Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with your weekly analysis for the FTSE done after London closed for Thursday 22nd of August. I'm recording this video 11:35 PM, very late in the evening London time on Thursday the 22nd. A quick recap of my main monthly wave count for the FTSE. I had an alternate that's in last week's analysis. You can access it on the website under FTSE Historical Analysis. For this main wave count, I'm seeing the structure as a big supercycle flat correction where cycle wave A subdivides to a zigzag 535 with a slightly truncated C wave. I'm labelling this 535 because that's how the subdivisions fit, and the key is this piece of downwards movement. I've looked at the subdivisions of this downwards movement really carefully on the daily chart, and it's really difficult to see it as a zigzag. It subdivides best as an impulse. So this is where a big cycle degree zigzag ends, and this is where the next wave begins. And so far, because of the overlapping within this upwards movement, it looks like it may be unfolding again as a zigzag 5-3-5, with the fourth and fifth wave here within primary C incomplete. We should use Elliott's technique to draw a channel around cycle wave B from its start to the end of primary B within it, with a parallel copy on the end of primary A. I'd expect primary C to most likely end midway in that channel, and when we eventually have movement below this channel on the monthly chart, we'll have our final confirmation that this upwards wave is over and the next wave down should be underway. Depending on how high cycle wave B goes, that will make a difference to our target calculation for cycle wave C down. If cycle wave B is over 105% the length of cycle wave A, that's achieved at 7103.67 or above, then the whole structure at supercycle degree would be an expanded flat, and would then expect cycle wave C to be 1.618 the length of cycle wave A. If cycle wave B fails to reach 105% the length of cycle wave A, the whole structure would be a regular flat, and the target calculation for cycle C would be where it reaches equality with cycle A. This fourth wave within primary wave C is incomplete. Let's have a look at this on the daily chart, where the end of intermediate wave 3 within primary C is this point up here. Intermediate wave 4 looks like it's an incomplete zigzag because this downwards movement subdivides so nicely as a 5-wave impulse, so it can't be over here. This is just minor wave A within intermediate wave 4. This upwards movement subdivides very nicely as a 3-wave zigzag for minor wave B, and when we use Elliott's channeling technique to draw a channel around it from the start of A to the end of B with a copy on the end of A, this channel is very clearly breached with downwards movement. So we have A, B, and C is now underway. Minor wave C can take one of two structures. It must be a motive wave, it must subdivide as a 5. It could either be an ending diagonal or it may be an impulse. An ending diagonal requires all of the subwaves to subdivide as zigzags, including the third wave. It's the only time you're ever going to see a third wave labelled as anything other than an impulse. So let's have a look at this on the hourly chart before we go there. At this stage, I don't have a very good target for minor C for you. I'll expect it to reach at least a little beyond the end of minor wave A to avoid a truncation, so I expect it to end below 6023, but intermediate wave 4 in its entirety may not move into intermediate wave 1 price territory. Movement below 5989.07 would invalidate this wave count. Okay, let's have a look at the structure of minor wave C now on the hourly chart, where the start of minute wave 1 within it is this point here. From this high to this low, this structure here subdivides as a 3-wave zigzag beautifully. It does not subdivide as a 5-wave impulse. So that tells us that minor wave C may well be unfolding as an ending diagonal where all of the subwaves must be zigzags. So we have a zigzag down for 1, a zigzag up for 2, and a zigzag down for 3 unfolding, which is so far bigger than minute wave 1, so the diagonal would be expanding. We have a 5-wave impulse down here for minuet A within the zigzag of minute 3. We have an expanded flat unfolding here for minuet wave B within this third wave zigzag, and that's incomplete. When it is complete, we should see a 5-wave structure downwards for mini-wet wave C, which would be extremely likely to make a new low beyond the end of mini-wet wave A to avoid a truncation. It's likely to reach equality with A, or maybe 0.618 the length of A. When we know where B has ended, I can calculate a target down for C for you, but I can't do that today. At this stage, mini-wet wave B may be incomplete. It's possible that it's over here, that is just possible, but when I look at this structure on the 5-minute chart, it looks more likely that it's going to continue a bit higher. It doesn't subdivide very well at all. It's a 5-wave structure from this low to this high, so I'd expect a bit more upwards movement for it. At 6476, sub-mini-wet wave C within this expanded flat would reach 1.618 the length of sub-mini-wet wave A, and at 6486, mini-wet wave B would reach to the 0.2382 Fibonacci ratio of mini-wet wave A. So after a wee bit more upwards movement, I'd look for more downwards movement and a 5-wave structure down to make a new low below this point over the next week for the FTSE. That's all for me this week with your FTSE analysis. I'll update this analysis in another week.